Okay, so today we're going to get into percent composition of compounds. And in order to do this, we have to figure out, well, we know what percentages are. And composition is basically what something is made of, composed of. And so we're going to figure out within a compound, what are the different percentages of the elements in that compound. So the one I like to start with is water. Okay, well, if we look at water, you might say there's 3 atoms, right? And 2/3 of them are H, and 1/3 is O. So, well, we could say it's 67% hydrogen, 33% oxygen, right? That is if we're going by atoms. But we're not going to be doing that because not all atoms are created equal, right? Oxygen is actually much heavier, 16 times heavier than hydrogen. So we're not going to do this, okay? We're going to do percent composition by mass, okay? Because each element has its own mass. So the way that you have to do this, the first step is figure out the molar mass of your compound. So in this case, hydrogen is 1.01, oxygen is 16. I multiply hydrogen by 2 since I have 2 of them. 2.02 plus 16 gives me 18.02 grams. Okay, so now in order to do percents, you need a part over a whole, right? So here's my whole, and then here are my 2 parts. So what I'm going to do is 2.02 over 18.02. Okay, and I'm going to divide that. 2.02 divided by 18.02. And that gives me 0.11. And then I multiply that by 100. So times 100 to turn it into a percent. So times 100. So 11.2% hydrogen. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my oxygen. 16 divided by 18.02 times 100. So 16 divided by 18.02 times 100. So this is 88.8% oxygen. So water is almost 90% oxygen, which makes sense because, again, oxygen is a much bigger element as far as mass goes than hydrogen. Okay, so when you're asked to do the percent composition, this is what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, is the percentage of hydrogen, the percentage of oxygen. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's say we have Na C2H3O2, so sodium acetate. Okay. So I have sodium, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Sodium is 23, carbon is 12.01, hydrogen is 1.01, oxygen is 16. And I have 2 carbons, which give me 24.02. I have 3 hydrogens, which would be 3.03, and I have 2 oxygens, which would be 32. So if I add those all up, 23 plus 24.02 plus 3.03 plus 32. So this gives me 82.05. 80, here, let me rewrite that. 82.05. Okay. Again, I'm adding the 23 as well. All right, so now I take each one of these and figure out what their percent is. So I do each part over the whole. So I'm going to do 23 over 82.05 times 100. So 23 divided by 82.05 times 100. So that's 28.0% for Na, and 24.02 over 82.05 times 100. Times 100. .3%, and that would be for carbon, and 3.03 over 82.05 times 100. 3.03 divided by 82.05 times 100. So that's 3.7% hydrogen. And then 32 for the oxygen divided by 82.05 times 100. Uh, 39% oxygen. Okay. And so there's our percentages. One way to check to make sure you did it right, these should all add up to 100 or really close, depending on how you round it. Might be like 99.9 or something, plus 20. So let's check. Plus 3.7 plus 39, and we got 100. So we did it right. There are your percentages. So the most abundant element would be oxygen, then carbon, then sodium, followed by hydrogen. Okay, so again, find the molar mass, then divide each of the individual masses by the total, the part over the whole. All right, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.